Alright, what's up everybody? It's your boy Akeen and welcome to this blog. Here to give you a preview of the UConn Huskies for the 2015 college football season. Now last year under new head coach Bob Diaco, he had a terrible year going 2-10 overall. They need help both offensively and in the defensive unit. More offensively, in which they had a 15.5 points per game, and as a defense they allowed about 30 points per game. They need to do a much better job. Now starting is in the offensive unit, they have a new offensive coordinator in Frank Verducci. Now the battle at quarterback is between Tim Boyle and Bryant Sheriff. Those two quarterbacks are really at the top of the depth charts. I believe that Tim Boyle will get the start nod at the beginning of the season. Now they do have the return of their top leading rusher in Ron Johnson, who had just 429 yards with 3 touchdowns and 3.8 yards per carry. Pretty much just says that that's their top offensive weapon entering this season, and they are losing. They have to play without their top 2 receivers, who really didn't put up big numbers last year, by the way. And Jeremy Davis and Deshaun Fox, they are now trying out for teams in the National Football League. Now on the defensive side, like I said, they allowed 30 points per game, mainly due to the fact they had a terrible offensive unit. But they did have a couple of good players who were entering this year, with Graham Stewart, the linebacker, who had 94 tackles, and safety with 4 interceptions and 95 tackles, and Andrew Adams. 3 of those interceptions actually came in the game against UCF. Now, the only bright thing about this entire team of what we saw last season is their cornerback Byron Jones, who was a first-round draft picked by the Dallas Cowboys. They obviously need to do a better job, and I don't really think they're going to make things happen much this year. Now, as far as their impact freshmen, their top 3 freshman recruits start with Frank Battle, the 144th ranked receiver according to ESPN. They picked up the number 74th cornerback in Aaron Garland, and Tyler Davis, the number 50 quarterback from the state of New York. This is just a couple of interesting players that they're still struggling in their recruiting process. And I thought after that 2010 season, when head coach Randy Edsall led that team to a Big East championship and a bowl berth in the Fiesta Bowl, I thought this team was actually going to start rebuilding. Even though they was going to lose their head coach, I thought this team would possibly build up because it's such a good basketball powerhouse, and so many big name high school players playing basketball want to go and play for UConn. I was a little bit shocked that because of what we saw in the football team in 2010, we thought that possibly that football team would pick up a better recruiting process, particularly with Jordan Todman, who was the offensive player of the year in the Big East Conference. And let's not forget about Donald Brown during his 2,000-yard season. I really thought this team was going to turn things around, but they're still going downhill. Now the only way they can go is up, but they need to get the right players on this team, not just as far as the head coach. Now for this year, I think they're going to duplicate what they did last season with a 2-10 year, just 2 wins this season. Now the next time to catch you guys will be in a couple of minutes. I have many more blogs for you for today. Thank you for watching this blog. I'm your man Keenan McCall. Be easy.